This is Let's Talk About Magnum P.I., the podcast from fans for fans of Magnum P.I.
Oh my gosh. I am not okay.
Okay, let's start with a hello, everyone.
Yes, hello.
Before we descend into, I'm not okay. But she's not okay.
I am not okay.
Translation. She's very okay, but she's too okay to be okay.
I am not over it. It's been 20 minutes and I am not fucking over it.
Neither is the entirety of Twitter. And nothing happened! Let's be bloody fucking real. Nothing happened. Yet.
No. Yet. 1 week. I give it 1 week, people.
This time next week, it will have happened.
It'll be.
Yeah!
Oh my god.
So, everyone, we are obviously at the end of 419, and we're telling you now at the very beginning of this podcast what you saw in the promo.
Mm-hmm.
Magnum and Higgy with this wonderful backdrop. I assume it's a balcony.
Yep.
They're gonna talk about their feelings and they're gonna kiss. I'm calling it. I'm calling it.
Yep.
We're calling it.
I'm right there with you. Calling it like it is, because no way that they don't bookend this season with a kiss on a fucking romantic balcony at what looks to be fucking sunset. Ladies and gentlemen.
It does, doesn't it?
It does. And can we also mention that literally both of them admitted, not to each other, but to separate parties, that they have feelings for the other. Magnum literally said, I have feelings for Higgins. And Higgins essentially said the same thing to Dr. Ogawa. Idiots in love!
Idiots indeed! Can we talk about the Ala scene? Like,
yeah,
what the fuck was that? That longing glance. Magnum, you're driving a car.
Look at the
Try not to crash the car while
I know she's gorgeous. But focus on the road, dude. Focus on the road.
You can steal a glance or two, but like not full 10 seconds of staring at her. That's not healthy.
Right? Ooh, not okay.
Okay, so my prediction didn't come true, but someone else's prediction came true. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Right before the episode, Rhea, you've seen her on the show, came to me and was like, what if the cliffhanger is Dr. Ogawa talking with Juliet and it ends just before Juliet admits her feelings? Ta-dum! It's exactly what I said. So she called it better than I did.
Yeah.
Credit where credit is due.
For sure. I mean, I wasn't, I had a feeling that the Ogawa was going to be closer to the end, but I didn't know whether it was going to be, like, the very, very last scene.
Yeah, we both had that feeling. I just assumed there would be a little bit more of end of the episode beer thing between Miggy.
Yeah. But
Juliet, rather late night, goes to talk to her therapist because she's insecure.
Oh, can we talk about something else about that therapy session? Recurring dreams where they kiss? Ogawa said recurring dreams where they kiss? We did not see that version of Juliet's dream. We saw the PG version, where she woke up before.
Yeah, but only because she was in the car with him.
But I'm sorry, she has recurring dreams where she kisses Magnum? Girl, make it a reality! Kiss
I think we all, not we all, but most of us assumed that they were straight up going not safe for work after that kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Rock the boat a little bit more.
But, yeah, if she had it recurring. Because obviously in that version that we did see, she didn't get that far because she woke herself up. But
yeah, but we also already knew that it was recurring dreams. Most of us just assumed that it was a straight up sex dream. Yes, but
so to actually have Ogawa's, the fact that Ogawa said it just made me very, very happy. Because
Yeah.
it literally is now officially canon that she is kissing him in his dream, in her dreams.
For me, that was canon since that episode.
I mean, she said recurring dreams about him, and I figured it was like those kind of like sexy dreams, like what she was saying. But I don't know. I didn't know.
I always assumed that the reason why she woke up there was the case, was him in some way moving next to her, because MI6 agents probably don't sleep as tightly when someone is next to them. I think that was the reason. So I think usually it goes farther, but she recognizes the dream because, I always assumed the kiss is the least that happens, and then some.
I'm just happy. I'm just really fucking happy.
Yeah.
Like,
I do have something to say about that Ogawa thing, though. Kudos to her saying that she has an appointment, but we've seen 418. We know that Magnum has mental health problems that are completely unaddressed at this point by a therapist, by a professional who can help him. He's got the Survivor Guild, probably some people, well, not probably, we've seen it. He's got some PTSD going, he's got all of these unhealed trauma about his girlfriend betraying him going, and Higgy and TC straight up talked about it last episode, and here's Higgy going to her therapist and not seizing the opportunity, going, I just have an appointment with my therapist. Going, I'm not weak, nor would you be if you went to a therapist.
I think she just didn't want to admit to him that she was going to Ogawa, just because I don't think she wanted to answer the question of why. Because I think Magnum knows that she's going because of, like, the dream and stuff, and I think he kind of knows why she goes, right?
Here's the thing. We never saw that he knows she's going to a therapist.
Yes, we do.
When?
In the first episode that we met Dr. Ogawa, he called her out on it. He was like, "Oh yeah, Ogawa's your therapist, blah 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 blah." And then,
yes, I forgot
and then
about that.
in the hammock, he was like, "Oh, what did Dr. Ogawa have to say?" So he knows. He full on knows that she goes to she goes to see her.
You're right.
He
I
knows.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yep. So he does know that she is seeing Dr. Ogawa, because Ogawa was their client, right? In that episode. So yeah. So I feel like
I'm nodding over
she
here.
was having to avoid.
I just realized that we're not only doing this on YouTube, so my nodding would be not heard on Spotify and podcasts, so I should probably...
No, she is nodding.
Yeah, I'm nodding, because yes, that completely slipped my mind.
Yeah. So,
Listen, we're 19 episodes in, I can't remember every single detail.
Remember the details from one back in, like, whatever it was, 4 or 5? I don't remember what episode it was.
I said every single detail. There's details I remember, there's some details that just didn't register as important to me.
Yeah. So, that's why I think she didn't say anything. Yeah. That's why I think she didn't say anything. Because she didn't want the questions.
She could have just been like, that is private, Magnum.
Fair enough. But it's Higgy.
yeah, it's them. They're, as the Alawai scene showed, they're not exactly straight thinking right now. When it comes to that.
Nope. Holy shit, though. They're gonna be canon next episode. I'm not over that. Like,
and they're gonna go canon, and we're gonna have to endure the long hiatus.
The same thing.
Yeah. The one thing is the official name, and the other thing is what it's gonna feel like.
What we're gonna call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I'm not over it. Like, it went from like, I was screaming.
You're not the only one. I loved Perdita's acting in the Ogawa scene. Spot on. Like, woman, you've got talent. You've got some serious talent going there.
Yes, I find whenever she does those more vulnerable scenes, she truly shines.
She shines in so many scenes, but these vulnerable scenes, are so in character, but also so different that it's really interesting and really lovely to see.
Yeah, and she can play all the sides too, like the tough, the sweet, the vulnerable. She can really
bring fun Higgins to work and everything.
Yes.
I missed Magnum. God. He was fun.
He was amazing. We need him back.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm so excited for next episode.
Okay. Going back to this episode, there was something that I predicted that actually came true, and I didn't say that because I predicted mid-episode, and I wasn't on social media, except for screaming about Chantal being back. So there's that. Mid-episode, I told Rhea, "Oh my god, the dude swallowed the diamond."
Diamond.
Dum dum dum. I was right.
Ooh, sorry.
I love that little jab Magnum delivered, though, about, the diamond coming out the natural way.
Yeah. He's like, that would not be fun.
Yeah. It's also one thing where I was like, guys, just make him poop. That cutting him open is a much bigger mess than making him poop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I guess they wanted the diamond fast.
Dog owner, by the way. Ask every dog owner.
Truth. I guess they just wanted the diamond a lot quicker than waiting for him to poop it out.
No.
Oh man. I have to say though, the case kinda lame.
I liked it for reasons that are entirely unrelated to the case, actually. I got stupidly excited about where the car crash was.
Oh yes, North Shore.
Yeah, on the way, it's the highway up to the North Shore. More importantly, that gate is where they handed out mulch while we were there. Free mulch! As long as it lasts! That's where I remember that gate from.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, yeah. It was, I don't know, there was something. It wasn't really, like, twisty and turny. I don't know. Wasn't what I expected after reading the synopsis.
Yeah, after reading the tweet about this episode being twisty, it
wasn't really all
pretty straightforward, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
There was no unexpected plot twists. The fact that someone can tell mid-episode that the guy just ate the diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah. About that.
Yeah, I didn't find it that twisty and anything like that. I
do love the fact that we're actually having a little bit of a timestamp this episode with the snow in Wisconsin. So, if Magnum took Higgins to the Eokai pillbox, they could just sit down and watch whales. Just saying, whale watching at a pillbox, watching the sunset from the pillbox, which is really close to Sunset Beach. Sounds romantic to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Or the sunrise. Oh, they already missed that, but yeah.
Oh my god. And the fact that Higgins was so worried that she was gonna miss her chance with him.
Oh my god! That was a moment that kinda was like, I wanted to reach into the screen and be like, Higgins!
Oh wait, I just realized. I forgot to I'm listening. I just
because what if he never asks her again? Higgins, you're a strong, independent woman. You don't need him to ask you. If you want it to happen, just ask him.
Yeah, it's like, you can do it, girl. Ask him.
Ask him.
I mean, it does. It based on the promo, it kind of looks like she might make the first move.
I hope so.
If that's the scene, which I do believe it is.
Me too.
But then again,
it does look like she's gonna admit her feelings.
But like the fact that she was like, I have something to tell you.
I love you.
But
no.
No, that's not
too
something
far,
he can.
but like,
Yeah, that's too like.
I kind of wanted to go on that date with you. That kind of thing.
Like, it's got to be okay. So it's got to be something. If the kiss does happen,
it will.
It has to be something that leads to one of them leaning in and kissing the other.
Yeah, I do think it might actually be tied to Orville, and
I have that theory too. And the baby?
Yeah.
I have a feeling too. I have a feeling.
I am so confused why we had to see them this episode.
For the like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's just like, what did that scene do exactly?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It really didn't do anything.
For the people who like them as a ship, it's cute, but yeah, I'm team. I don't.
Yeah,
so for me, it was there's nothing that furthered their story. There's nothing that furthered the baby story. There's nothing that furthered the overall story. No, nothing that furthered any story. It was just. It felt more like a filler.
It did. I feel like they had to kind of wrap up like every character at the end of this episode, right? Because we saw TC with Cade, we saw Rick with Susie, and then we saw Magnum and Higgins. Magnum and who was Magnum with? I don't remember. And then Susie with Ogawa.
No, Magnum wasn't really with anyone, was he?
It's true, he wasn't. He kind of went off. Yeah.
I mean, we know he went to HPD to see Leah for the case, but that's about it. We didn't actually see them, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah. I just hope that we're not clowning ourselves for next episode. I'll just be super clowning. Like,
no, we're not. Not this time.
I really hope not.
Here's the thing, what I think is very impressive. The two of us haven't really gone deep into clowning on the podcast. So whenever everybody was like, oh, this is gonna happen, we were like, it might, but this might be more realistic.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're full on board, I think we're not. I think everybody is on the right track. I
mean, listen, the general consensus in the fandom is, yes, it is gonna fucking happen at the end of 20. Like, the general consensus is, from the people who do think it is gonna happen at some point, or like, who want it to happen, they think it's gonna happen at the end of 20. Because there's obviously the other half that doesn't want it to happen.
I was gonna say, the general consensus on the fandom is the fandom that's on Twitter, the fandom that's on Tumblr, the fandom that's on Instagram, which is largely made up of Miggens fans. Miggy fans. Why did I start calling them Miggens? Oh my god, it still sounds like a sickness. However, there's still the other side that's not as loud as we are. Oh, I just called myself we. Not as loud as that part of the fans is, so there's always this disparity. The fandom is on board, largely, from what we can see.
Largely, yeah.
The other part, the general audience, no idea about them.
Yeah.
No idea about them.
I see some comments.
I think
I see some comments on like some Facebook pages that I'm a part of that are people are like, oh, I don't really want them to be together. It'll ruin the dynamic. Kind of like what Jay is saying. Like a lot of people that I like, a lot of the people that don't ship Miggy necessarily, like the more exactly they think, like, I've seen a lot of comments that just basically relate to what Jay says.
I mean,
and I do kind of agree with, like, there are parts of what Jay says that I do agree with, right? I mean,
he's 100% right.
like, I agree with the part where he says, like, we have to make it, like, good for both sides. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree that if they do, like, if we do lose the will they, won't they, that it does lose a certain element of the show. Does it lose entirely? Like, does it lose as much as Jay is saying? No, yes. Not necessarily. Yes. I don't think it does. Because there's all new dynamics that will come out of it that they can play with. 100%.
Play with. What if it doesn't work?
But that's just it. But also, the flip side to that is, at a certain point, the will they, won't they becomes they won't. Right? Like, if you keep, like, doing the will they, won't they, you do enter the territory of it's never gonna happen. And then in that case, when you play it out too long, that also gets boring.
Oh my god, no. Here's the thing.
I'm sticking to that.
No. There's an impressive amount of time that you can drag this on. It really is. There's an impressive amount of time that you can drag this on if you're doing it right. We are going way away from that with Magnum PI because we're going too deep into the territory of it's gonna happen. We've lost the balance already. We're too deep with Miggy tipping the scales towards Miggy that we can't go back to the full will they, won't they. The scales are no longer balanced. But if you're balancing the story correctly, if there's something against it, something for it, then you can drag this out an impressive amount of time. I've seen it in multiple stories. We're just way past it. And what's something why you keep shaking your head and keep being like, and I don't know. Not everybody likes these stories. Not everybody reads these stories. And a large portion of the fandom, as I've seen, is the type of person who doesn't like it. So it's not the audience that you can do it for, but it works if you're setting up the audience correctly and if you're setting up the story correctly. Right. We just lost the balance completely. It won't work anymore for Magnum PI.
No, it definitely won't work anymore. And that's why I keep saying the worst possible situation or scenario in my eyes is that we get our Miggy moment at the end of 420, and then, like, in 501, if we get 501, that they're just gonna be like, well, that was shitty, we're not doing that. And I'm like, I hate that.
I don't think we're getting that. Based on this episode. Yeah. I don't think we can go there based on this episode, and depending on what happens at the end of next, if it happens as we assume it happens, we can't go there. We can, however, go to a scenario that neither of us has talked about yet,
which is
being really shitty at dating.
Potentially. Yeah.
That is something that you can drag on and keep the will they, won't they thing, where they actually go... Sorry, Mini Spider has to die first. Where they actually go on dates, but are a little bit like, so what's next?
Yeah, it's awkward.
Not entirely awkward, like they're both on the same book, that they want to try and make that work, but neither of them is exactly accustomed to how normal people date.
Yeah, so it's like they're a couple, but then they're not really acting like a couple.
Yeah, they're a couple, but they have no idea how to be one yet.
I could see that. I would be okay with that.
Yeah, and that would
like I said, as long as they don't do the whole, like, especially after this episode where they clearly both have feelings for each other.
No, it doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work. Like, you can't, like, have them have their moment and then be like, no. You know?
What I think we also lost in working would be something that for a split second was implied, aka Magnum going to Leah, seeing Leah about that thing and them getting back together. That just lost any potential effect going to the future, based on the fact that we're knowing they're going there. So whatever, if we were to go, Magnum sees Leah, they have sex or something. Yeah, we will cross the Grey's Anatomy border that I keep implying.
Definitely.
So I hope that's not happening for the first time ever. I hope that the love interest doesn't happen.
I don't think it will.
It shouldn't, because for the first time ever, it would not further the story at all.
Yeah. I think Leah next episode is going to be much the same that she was this episode, where she's really there as Gordy's partner, especially because we know that something big happens to Gordy next episode. Yeah. Right? So she needs to be there to help her partner, to help Magnum, and that's perfect. I'm good with that. I'm perfectly happy having Leah stick around forever as Gordy's partner.
Absolutely.
I'd be down for that.
Absolutely.
I'd be freaking down for that,
I mean, I could see her and Gordon going further. I'd be down for that.
Could be. Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, I'd love to have Leah stick around, even though there's a small part of the fandom who hates her guts just for having had the audacity to not be Higgins.
Listen, I don't hate Leah, for dating Magnum and getting in the way of Miggy.
There was no Miggy when she started dating him.
But that's what I'm saying. But, in the development or whatever. But I hate the writers for using the same trope over and over again. And that's what I've said before, and I'll say it again. If they had put space between it, fine. But literally the fact that it was back-to-back, that's, to me, that's just lazy. I get they did it for a reason, but no.
Why is Leah the issue?
I'm not saying Leah's the issue. I'm saying that they did 2 love interests back to back.
No, they did 3 back to back. So why did nobody bring it up with Ethan?
They did.
No.
They did. No, people hated Ethan too.
Yeah, but for him not being Magnum. But the argument of, it's too close together, didn't come up with Ethan. Even though
because Abby was, midway through season 2? And she wasn't serious either. She stuck around for 2 episodes? 3 episodes?
4.
4? Okay. And Ethan was the first, serious one, and then Leah was the other serious one.
5 episodes?
But the relationship was deeper. The relationship that he had with Higgy was deeper than what...
That is true.
They focused more on it, they actually developed it more.
They had to!
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. So that's why when, that's why you couldn't really, throw Abby in there. And, I mean, I know that the writers had said that she was supposed to be longer.
If that's the argument, you have to throw Abby in there.
But they didn't really develop her relationship.
Yeah, but the argument is the trope has been used twice, except it's been used 3 times.
Okay, so it's been used 3 times, but still, my argument of it being used too much has stood.
Yeah, but,
and then
if you want to get into the technicalities, get into them correctly.
And then it's and then they were gonna throw in Cole briefly. I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna last. I knew that was gonna end before it even started, but, I was like, oh, fuck, here we go again.
Yeah, but they didn't actually throw him.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he has a reason to exist. We've seen his reason to have had a romantic entanglement with Higgy, or potential romantic entanglement.
Send her to Ogawa.
Exactly. It all just led up to this Ogawa scene where Higgy had to balance, okay, apparently I have deeper feelings for Magnum than I have for this guy, what the hell?
And she needed Ogawa to say that it was okay.
Yeah.
And then she needed Ogawa to tell her it was okay. And then Ogawa was like, well, you can always...
put the cat back into the bag.
Yes, and also you can always, go back and say, yes, let's go do something, right? Because he was like, did I ruin the chance? And he was like, yeah, well, you can always go back and...
Woman, you're a strong, independent woman. Go ask
she
him
can always
yourself.
go back. And I mean, fuck, the promo looks like she does make the move.
I'm so proud of her for getting there.
Yeah, I just hope we're not clowning.
We're not, I'm telling you. This is something that's been bothering me all fucking week. Oh, for a couple of weeks now. Is how the fandom changed tune.
From what to what?
Oh my goodness. Have you noticed how the fandom has largely been, not everyone, mind you, but there's been large parts that have given Hernandez like, oh, he made this happen, he made this happen in the show. Suddenly he doesn't have power over the show anymore. And it's like, have you noticed that?
Yeah. I don't follow the Twitter one so much, but yeah.
Ever since the interviews where he talks about Miggy, where parts of the fandom are discrediting his role in the show, even though they've previously just overplayed it, we were all just there like, guys, he's not wrong. He's been asked about his opinion. Doesn't mean that he'll stand in the way of the story. Doesn't mean that he won't let it happen. It doesn't mean that he won't give it his all. He's just...
And it also doesn't mean that his opinion is what's going to happen.
Exactly. Right? Or that he's going to stand in the way of a good story. I think...
Exactly.
I personally think Jay Hernandez is very capable of separating...
Oh, for sure.
...as part of the show and him as actor.
For sure.
Or as person who actually likes the show. So, who answered that question in that case, I think, was the guy who likes the show, and he's like, I can't, no, not yet.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the other reason why I do think that we will get a Miggy kiss next episode is because our lovely showrunner Eric wrote it solo, and he
not entirely solo.
Yeah, he wrote it solo.
Liz.
He's the one that's credited.
Let me finish my thought. Even though someone is credited solo, there's a writer's room, so not everything is his idea, he just wrote it. So that's what I meant with not entirely solo. Yes, he wrote it, he put the words on the paper, but there's ideas from other writers inevitably in it. Doesn't discredit the fact that he wrote the episode and that it is a strong indicator.
And he's also a Miggy shipper and has been since day one. So
there is, when the showrunner picks up the pen and writes the episode, you can expect something big to happen because lots of showrunners are control freaks. Not gonna lie. And it works better for some shows and not so much for others. I think it works not badly for Eric so far. Yeah, but there's been shows where a showrunner picking up the pen is a really bad news.
Not for I mean, Eric's written episodes before, but he's been credited with other writers at the time, like on the actual episode. It's been him and like one or two other writers, but this is the first one that he's like gotten the byline by himself. So,
yeah, but again, the input from other writers is there.
Yeah.
He's not, so far from what he's written, he's not the entire control freak that just shoves everything down people's throats. He actually has a overall vision and listens to his other writers.
Yeah. So
I do agree that it is a strong indicator that we're not clowning.
I hope not. I really hope not. Like, I hope that I'm not sitting here with you this time next week going, what the fuck? They fucked us over! Like, and just angry as all hell.
We're not gonna. I mean, if this happens, you won't.
Yeah, if we don't get it,
there's an amount of the fandom that will break off.
Oh, I believe that. if it doesn't go to Miggy being like, if it doesn't go to Miggy kissing at the end of the episode, there's gonna be a good chunk of the fandom.
And it's I have to say it. It's the fandom that's entirely. It's a part of the fandom that's entirely without bases in the genre. That's just there for Miggy, so that chunk of the fandom will probably be lost if we don't get anything at the end of the season.
Yeah. What I'm thinking of was Jay, in his interviews, downplaying, because he did mention a moment. He did confirm that there would be a moment. Question is, was he downplaying it?
Yeah.
Like, was he downplaying it?
He's good. He's really good at interviews.
He's a tricky little dude. Like,
I love how you say little dude. He's taller than both of us.
I mean, you know what I mean.
He's also broader than you.
I had to say it. But yeah, like I do think that he was downplaying it.
Of course he was. I mean,
he also didn't want to give anything away, right?
Yeah,
like
he understands the concept of not putting all your cards on the table. The guy can play poker, most likely.
For sure.
So he's also not the spoiler blabbermouth of the cast. That's someone else. So yeah, I do think. I mean, it is a moment when they kiss. It is a moment.
I just hope that he's like, yeah.
Listen, if that's the conclusion, as we suspect, if that's the conclusion of the episode, why would he straight up go, "Oh my god, they're
he can't."
Kiss? Yeah,
so he can't.
He's gonna be like, "There's a moment," and we probably see the first moment between them at the beginning of the episode. And we're like, "Oh yeah, that's the moment." And we saw moments this episode, and then there is an actual kiss, not just a moment.
I'm gonna be screaming.
I do suspect the guy knows fully well what he's doing. He knows fully well what he's doing. I mean,
for sure. No, he knows.
He also knows what the fans wants.
Yeah.
He knows what the fandom wants. He's
not
very
stupid.
That's why he said. Why he's also aware of both sides existing.
Yeah.
And knowing that they have to play to both sides. He knows. He knows who we are.
I'm still not over the fact that, like, this time next week Miggy could have kissed. Like,
we'll have kissed.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I'm dying on this hill. I'm dying on this hill. And not just this hill, but that's the story for another day.
I mean, yeah, I've been thinking it. I've been thinking it. You've been thinking it since, like, the premiere. We said it here. We were like, for sure the scene's gonna end with them kissing. And, like, after tonight, like, holy fuck, man.
We've been blabbering on about that for a while. Let's be
real. Yeah. And we are really fucking close.
Yeah. Here's another thing that makes me really nervous for next episode. Except for the clowning. I have such really, really bad experiences with showrunners being credited for the episode that I'm like, ugh. Please don't fuck this up. Please don't be like every other control freak showrunner who fucks it up. Like, there's been a showrunner that I had the privilege to meet. Holy moly. And there's been a showrunner that I knew whenever they picked up the pen, the character's gonna die. So I'm like, I'm nervous about this. For a multitude of reasons that has nothing to do with Magnum P.I. I'm scarred.
Scarred for life.
Yeah, essentially, especially from that showrunner that I had the privilege to meet. I'm doing air quotes, by the way, for everybody who's just listening. Because that showrunner straight up, and I will never forget that, straight up was like, listen, I'm annoyed by the fans shipping this couple, and I'm not gonna make it happen, and I'm gonna fuck them over.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a gem. He was awesome. I got in the heavens.
Jeez.
Ooh, and he did fuck them over, by the way.
Fuck. Eric better not do that. Eric, please. Don't make it.
Get away with it.
Don't make us be clowns, Eric. Please. Please.
No, it's not. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna see. If not the kiss, a lead up to the kiss. But we're gonna see the kiss. Ah.
I hope so. I really hope so. I will be able to survive hiatus if they kiss. I will have that to live off of until.
Yeah, then there's gonna be a lot of. Can you not smush your nose against the wall, please? What the fuck are you doing, Tommy? I think Tommy's trying to see me. For everybody listening, or, well, obviously you're not seeing it because it's dark, my hedgehog is awake and smushing his nose against the glass and apparently trying to see me. Because he can obviously hear me.
Yes.
I'm just too far away for him to see me. Yeah. Let's talk about something else in the episode. Something really heartwarming on so many levels.
TC?
Yes. TC and K, the other storyline of the episode, because there's just been 2.
Yeah.
3,
yeah.
Technically.
Technically 3, yeah.
Yeah. I just forgot about the case for a second. I'm sorry! The case felt more like a supporting storyline for the other thing.
Everything else.
Yeah.
TC being the best dad figure ever.
Yeah. TC being the best dad / big brother figure ever. I can't even begin to tell you how much I spammed Rhea with saying, Kate, you can have it both. You can have it both. You can have it both. You don't have to decide. He have to decide. He can stay with TC. Legally, TC is his guardian.
Yep.
Assuming that the fostering is official. But legally, right. TC is his guardian. He can also go and meet his family and, sniff them out, see who they are. And as TC said, worst case, he comes back and thinks they suck.
Mm-hmm.
Let's tie with his family like his mother kind of obviously did. Or he goes back and figures out, oh, my cousins are cool. So I have cousins. Yeah. Or my aunt and uncles are cool.
Yep, and I want to have a relationship with them and all that.
Or my grandma had the best interest in mind. My mom was just too good at hiding. My grandpa is a cool person. He literally can have both.
Yeah, he can. Absolutely. And good on TC for, giving him all the options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
TC shone in this episode. For real.
He did. And put Kate first the whole time.
The fact that he admitted to being freaked out about it is so bloody good. Because obviously you freak out about losing your foster child if you love the foster child like TC obviously does.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's always downplayed if it's a male guardian in shows. Mm-hmm. Not always, but often, and it feels really good for TC to just straight up say that.
I'm freaking out.
Freaked out, but Kate is important here.
Yeah. And I want to put Kate's interests before mine.
And that just shows how good of a foster father he is. And then it kind of tells me that however that turns out, if Kate's leaving or not, they will stay Ohana.
For sure. They'll still have a relationship, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And this entire thing brings me back to my question about why the hell was the scene with Susie and Rick necessary?
Yeah, I still don't quite
Because
see why.
the amount of times that we've seen Rick in this episode was buying a stroller with Magnum, which was about Magnum's feelings for Hickey, talking to TC, which was about TC and Kate, and then that. Completely without context, without basis in any storyline. It's just there.
Yeah, there was no context.
Disconnected. I mean, it would have been completely different if we'd had, like, Susie up at the beginning of the episode being like, I don't know, being like, you're not supportive, and then him bringing her pickles.
Yeah.
That would have made sense, but...
Yeah. I just...
Okay. We have to see that now. Why? Is that
it's like what got put on the cutting room? What got put on the cutting room floor for that scene to be able to be there?
Or did you not have enough material? Was it too short? Which I don't think, because
I doubt it.
They usually write more than you need to shoot.
Yeah.
So either that's something that I could imagine. Either there was originally a scene between Rick and Susie that's ended up on the cutting room floor, and that's what made this one disconnected. Or I don't know. Straight up,
yeah.
I don't get this scene.
Yeah, I don't really see the point.
It's not like I... As much as I don't want to see them, because I don't care. If it had a basis in the storyline, I would have been perfectly fine with that scene. But, like...
Yeah, it was nothing.
I don't get it. Why was it there when you could have just implemented a Susie storyline in that thing and have it there with a reason?
Yeah.
It was just there. And I think with the second to last episode of the season, and a scene that's just there isn't exactly what we're here for.
No, not in the penultimate episode.
Maybe at the beginning of the season. Yeah, I'll give you that. You're just finding the direction, but at the end?
Yeah, not okay. Not okay.
Okay. Yeah, not okay. I was gonna ask, do we have spoilers? But we already have. We told you all the spoilers.
Yeah.
Not much of a spoiler at this point.
No, not really.
There's nothing new. We're still fully expecting renewal. I don't even want to call it a renewal because there is contracts likely. Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be soon.
There is contract, so confirmation that what we can reasonably assume will happen.
Hopefully it'll be soon. Yeah. I'm hoping. But
let's finish the season first. Dangle this sneaky fish in front of us for a little bit. Torture us a little bit, and give us the confirmation. Yeah. Not that all of us need it, honestly, because I'm just like over here. It's gonna happen.
For sure. I'm relatively sure.
That didn't age well with Hawaii Five-0.
No.
Also, there was the other with 5-0. There was the part where I didn't make the connection with them cutting ties due to the main character leaving, which is smart. Smart as hell. But also, I thought they would try it first. Because there's other shows where you can just remove the main character and it just lives on.
Yep, absolutely. So.
Okay.
All that to say.
We'll be expecting Season 5 renewal to come soonish.
Hopefully.
Likely. Before July. For obvious reasons. And we're excited for what we assume is a little bit of a scream fest next episode.
Yes.
So this time
say.
next week we're gonna be
Screaming!
all over the place. I'm excited for David Anders. I'm excited for Miggy. I'm excited to see Leah again. I'm excited for TC.
I'm excited for Prison Miggy.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be a thing. Absolutely. I'm excited to apparently see another side of Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to see the baby, though the storyline still isn't my thing. And I'm at this point really not excited for Beth.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll see how it all shakes out on that.
It could be cool. I'm excited for the kidnapping storyline with Beth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling, like you said, we're gonna be screaming.
Gonna kiss.
And we're gonna be screaming about it, so.
We're gonna be screaming either way. If we're wrong, we're gonna be screaming. If we're right, we're gonna be screaming.
We're gonna be screaming mad. Mad. I'm gonna be screaming because I'm mad if it doesn't happen.
Yeah. This time, if it doesn't happen, she'll go on a run. I'll tell you.
Oh, fuck yeah, I will. Be prepared, y'all.
Yes, I'm currently my brain is currently playing Be Prepared from Lion King. Cool. With that, be prepared, guys. With that, we'll leave you to your night, your morning, your day, your Sunday, your week. May you be able to suffer through it, because I might not, but yay, and see you guys next week. Bye!
Bye!